In this video, y'all, we are going to talk about exactly how you can take your consulting, coaching, course creation business to over $500,000 this year without needing to get on sales calls or needing to do like massive live launches or anything crazy. Okay, so if you are here live, hashtag live in the chat. I know I just had to resend out a link to our email list. I am so sorry for the mishap, but that's okay. We are here now. And if it doesn't work the first time, you always try again. So that's a lesson for anything in life. Always try again. So I don't want to hold you guys too long because we already messed up the links. So I want to get right into it. So really my goal for today, you guys, is to really focus on why it's so freaking important, right? To have a business model, not only that puts your life first, but also prioritizes profit. I know for a really long time in my business, it was very much like, how much can I reinvest back into the business? How much can I spend on team? How much can I spend on coaching and courses and mentorship and all these things, like looking the part? And all those things were great and happy and all the beautiful things. What I realized is that I really was missing a couple of things for my business. And maybe this is you right now, right? Like you are getting some clients or income is decent, but you are not at a place where you feel like you can take a break, you can even retire, and you're not on track to hit your big financial goals. Maybe that's you. Perhaps you've scaled your business to a place where you're making, like I said, decent money, but you kind of go to bed with that anxiety or that dread, and you're kind of feeling like, wow, like I'm so happy I like grinded and hustled to get to this place in business, but I really want to be in a place in business where it feels more like freedom than it feels like anxiety. Okay. So maybe that's you. And perhaps maybe you're just running your business like with like a larger group program, or you're running just passive income and really wanting to marry the two so that you not only have like active income, you also have passive. And you want to be able to do this from a place of like as stress-free as possible. Okay. So if that's you, definitely like you're in the right place. And we're going to talk about really the 7 steps that you need to take to get to the whatever revenue goal that you have. Okay, you guys, I just put 500K because 500K is such a beautiful number. But honestly, this can make you 100K a year, or this can make you $2 million a year. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you understand this first thing before we talk about the 7 steps. You have to get so crystal clear on your values. Okay, your values is what's going to drive you to wake up every single day. Your values is what's going to help you set boundaries. Your values is what's going to get people to respect you, like you, trust you, all those things. Your values is what's going to have you say all money is not good money. Okay. So I don't give a damn what type of business model you have. If you are not walking in aligned values, it's going to be really tough to grow or scale anything of any caliber if you are not aligned with how you're living, how you're showing up, and how you're running your business in the first place. Because here's what I know to be true, you guys. It's my 6th year in this business. And then I started my first business in 2017. So I've been in business for 8 years. What I know to be true about business, period, is that at the end of the day, right, you run the business doesn't run you. And I think for so long, especially post pandemic and all those things, like so many people were getting online with brilliant ideas and seemingly goodwill. But what happened was there was so much like that got flooded in the market, so much competition, so much saturation that at any point people were buying whatever they could get their hands on. Like you guys, like a couple years ago, it felt so crazily, it almost felt like scarily easily to sell our offers. And now we're kind of on the opposite side of that, where people are really in this place of like, I don't want this massive team. I don't want to have to be on calls. And don't want to do all these different things, which rightfully so, right? Like we didn't start our businesses to be a slave to it, right? We started our businesses for freedom, but because all the money has been there the last few years, right? And the money didn't go anywhere, it's just changed hands in a different way. But because all this money has been there for so long because of COVID, pandemic, stimulus checks, all the things, now people are not buying in the same ways that they used to. It's not that they're not buying. Amazon had a record-breaking year in 2024. It's not that, you guys. It's that people are buying differently. So at the core of this, before we talk about the 7 steps, I need you guys to understand one thing. Buyers' habits have changed, right? Even think about how you buy. How do you shop? Are you like looking at prices? Are you shopping competition? Like think about how you shop, and also think about your favorite brands that you shop from. Has your buying habits changed from that? Most likely not. Okay. So what I need you guys to understand is that a business, a personal brand that has values will win every freaking time. Okay. So that out of everything we're going to talk about today, that's going to be the most important. I do have notes, you guys. I normally don't, but I did write an email on this yesterday. So I want to make sure that I'm on track with the 7 steps. So let's get into it. So first things first, when I think about building a business to $500,000 or more, people are not buying just you, okay? They are buying your ideas. They're buying your innovations, and they're buying your unique perspectives on how to solve a problem. Here's what I need you guys to understand. It's not about you solving a problem so vastly, a problem that nobody's ever heard of, okay? It's about you solving a problem, right? And innovating how you solve that problem. That's what they're buying. They're buying your big ideas, okay? So think about it, right? Tesla, for example, we're not going to talk politics. I'm just talking about the actual innovation, right? The problem that Tesla solves is transportation, okay? That problem has been around since like BC, honey. Like the issue of transportation or the problem has been around since well before our grandparents and our grandparents were born, okay? It's not that Tesla went and created some unique problem to solve. Tesla just decided to solve it differently, right? So instead of solving the transportation problem with public transit or using gas vehicles, Tesla said, hey, I'm going to solve this problem using electric vehicles, okay? That's how I'm going to solve the problem. So do you see the difference when I say sharing your big ideas about your offers more than ever before? If you guys are watching live, please comment in the chat. I want to know who's here because I like to know who's here. I like to know who's in the room, okay? So, and if you're watching the replay, also comment as well. But when we think about Tesla specifically, they solve the problem of transportation differently. So when I think about in the sea of coaches and consultants where everybody's talking the same and this new hack here and this new hack there, right? I want you to share more of you. I want you to share more about what's in your brain. Hey, Erin, and I want you to share more about how you are going to help people get a result. That's what I'm looking for, okay? So I'm not looking for, right? I'm not, your consumer is not, the market's not looking for you to be a carbon copy version of some coach that you found on Instagram, right? That's not what the algorithm and that's not what your client's looking for. You are going to differentiate yourself in the marketplace by sharing your big ideas, right? That's how you're going to win, is by sharing your big ideas. And just as the next person, I want you guys to understand, like, I love I love luxury. I drive a luxury car. I live in a luxury building. Like, I love all of that, but that's not my whole being. My whole being is a person that likes to go on runs and likes to dance and likes to cook good food at home. And then from there, I take my real life experiences, right, and the things that I do on an every single day basis, and I let that infuse how I come up with ideas, because it's based off of value. So if I didn't value being healthy, I wouldn't go on runs and eat healthy and cook food at home. I wouldn't do those things. Okay. So it's about synergy and alignment, and not only online, but also offline. Those things are going to be really important. And a lot of times I think people are really, really scared because they think being authentic and their big ideas and their unique opportunity is crying on camera, right? Maybe that is for you. It's not for me, but maybe that is your way that you connect and create rapport and create connection with your audience. But for most of us, it's not. It's through the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. That's actually what we're selling. You are not just selling coaching or consulting. You're actually selling you, which is why I've been on this like rampage lately, especially on Instagram, about why a personal brand is so, so important. Okay. People do not buy coaching or consulting. They buy you. So they buy what's on the other side of working with you. They buy how they're going to feel, how they're going to look, how they're going to show up, how they're going to dress for success. They buy all of those pieces. And it's about how you do it that's going to help them feel so secure and certain when they buy and purchase from you. Okay. So if you've been in my world any amount of time, you know I'm really specific and loud about my big ideas. So I want you guys to think to yourself really quick as you're watching this video, is based off of your niche. Somebody throw out their niche in the chat for me, right? But I just gave this example, like say you're, and I'll give my example first. So specifically, I help women make money online. I mean, at the core, like if you put it in one tiny sentence, that's what I do. I help women make money online by growing their online business. Okay. But my approach to doing that isn't through you drop shipping. It's not through you doing just organic content. It's not through any of those other vehicles. My big idea was like, hey, I really love consulting and mentoring and coaching. So I'm going to teach my audience, my clients, how to create a freaking $5, $10, $20, $30,000 plus offer that they can sell on autopilot. And I'm going to teach them how to do it without sales calls. And I'm going to teach them how to stack their monthly recurring revenue. And I'm going to teach them, right, how to have crystal clear messaging so that the moment your ideal client finds you, they're DMing you, asking you how they can buy. And I'm going to teach you how to do it by using the power of ads. Like, all of those pieces are my big ideas into one that leads directly to my result, which is helping you make money in your business. Okay. So for you, and I'm going to look in the chat in just a second, we need to get so clear on like, what are the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big ideas that you have that help your audience get the big result. Okay. So I just kind of listed off a lot of mine, but I want to know what yours is. If you're a nutrition coach, let's see here. Erin says, I help women trust their intuition and build their healing business. Okay, cool. So I'd be curious to know, like, that's your one-liner, right? And we can go even deeper there, but like, what is your unique idea? What makes you different? And I'll ask the question differently. What do you not necessarily agree with in the mainstream, like intuitive healing and business space, that you don't agree with, that you do the opposite of? Whatever you do the opposite of, like for me, most of my competitors are like, oh my gosh, you need to post on Instagram every single day and you need to get on sales calls. I'm like, bump that, we're not doing it. So I got to work many, many years ago to be like, I'm going to figure out a way on how I can sell high ticket coaching and consulting without having to get on a call, without having to do a launch. Okay. So that's how my big ideas came about, because it came off of my values. Okay. So Erin, I would be really curious to know exactly, like, what do you not agree with mainstream in your industry, and what are you doing opposite? Even if it is mainstream, that's okay, but what are you doing specifically that's different, that is your big idea and your unique take? Okay, so that's what we want to know from step one, because step one of having your big ideas is what leads into the other 6. Okay, so I'm going to move on to number 2. Like I said, I have notes over here, so let's kind of get into number 2. Number 2 is all about focusing on the main thing, okay? So at the end of the day, you guys, let the main thing be the main thing, period. The main thing that you are selling, right? And the main thing that you're going to be focused on there should be 2 offers. One micro offer that's less than $100, because what that's going to do, it's going to be a little bite-sized appetizer that's going to get people in your world. And then from there, right? Because here's the thing, you guys, a $47 offer can change your life, and not necessarily on the front end. Okay. A $47 offer is going to give people certainty and confidence in buying from you, right? And then from there, it's going to naturally send them into your next level offer. Okay. If you are a coach or a consultant or a service provider, you're selling usually something higher ticket. That's $2, $3, $5, $10, $20,000. Okay. In this economy and in this market currently, I am not saying you can't sell high ticket right away. In fact, a lot of my clients still do that and they're crushing it. What I am saying is, if you want to curb your competition, and not just curb them, I'm talking about like get them off the road. You need to take up as much as the total addressable market as you can, the TAM, total addressable market. Okay. This is when you're building like product-based businesses, or like Starbucks, or like any other type of business outside of online. People think about this, and we need to start thinking about this online as well. How many actual people can consume your offer, right? So the more niche that you go, right, the less people that can buy the offer. Okay. So what I need you guys to understand is that you need to find like a sweet spot. Okay. You need to find the sweet spot where there's still, and I always say it's like niching vertically or niching horizontally. So niching vertically is saying, okay, if I am, let's just say, as a business coach, right? That's what I am, right? Or a business consultant, whatever you want to call me. I could say, okay, I just help any online business. That sound cracked me up. Any online business, I can help you build your business. So that would be me niching vertically. Okay, I help female businesses. I help female businesses over 30K a year, and XYZ. You could kind of niche down vertically, or I can niche like horizontally, right? And I can start to work with other sectors, right? So online businesses, brick and mortar businesses, course creators, service providers, etc. You can niche down by the person, or niche down by the result, or you can niche down by both. Okay. So when you're selling the main thing, back to tie this in really quick, what I need you to understand is the main thing has to be the main thing. Too often we are out on the beaten path trying to scrap up a sale here, scrap up a sale there, take this done for you client here, take this consultant client here. And what ends up happening is that we lose control of how we're perceived in the market because we're everywhere doing everything and not anything well enough to become a specialist. Okay. So instead, we're going to say bump that. We're going to focus on niching down, whether it's vertical, horizontal, or both, the person or the result or both. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one micro offer that's less than $100. So we're going to get people in our world, right? We're going to take up more of the addressable market, right? Because here's how you're going to win in 2025 and beyond. Okay. You need to be the go-to, and how you become the go-to expert is by being seen the most. Now, obviously you need to have good results and good case studies and actually know what the hell you're doing. But like all of us here know what we're doing in our respective industry. So I have no worries there, right? How many times, if you've seen something on a commercial or on an ad, you're like, okay, I definitely need to buy it now because it's like a sign. It's following me around. That's what's going to happen when your little micro offer, even if you had a freebie, right? That's like flashing in front of the face of your ideal client over and over again. Okay. They're going to become brand aware. They're going to be bought in. They're going to see the consistency and the effort that you're putting in. So they're going to buy your little offer. Then from there, you're going to have a natural progression to upsell them. Okay. And what's really cool, right, is let's make it really easy for our dream clients to see whether we're a good fit for them or not, because it's not just about them making sure that it's a good fit. It's also about us, right? And when have you ever been to a restaurant where the appetizer was trash and you were excited for the main meal? Most likely not often, okay? Typically, the appetizer is really good. You are coming back for seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths, okay? So that's the same concept when we think about let the main thing be the main thing. Stop trying to be everywhere and get focused, because the only person that's bored is you. I promise you, when you start having new leads come to you, when you start getting more visible and you start getting those 30, 50, 100K months, right? Boredom is going to look real good because that bank account is going to be fat. Okay. So what I need you guys to understand, it's less about being bored, because boredom is a sign of consistency, and consistency and lack of chaos is what we need, right? How many of y'all have been in those relationships where it's like back and forth and back, and you're just like, it's like a thrill a little bit, but it's a little toxic. Okay. We don't want that with our audience. We don't want that on social media. We don't want that in our business. We want consistent, sustainable results over time. And the best way to do that is by being a specialist, because you want people waking up being like, oh, you need something, you need to learn about ads, simple ads, go to Latisse. You need to learn about monthly recurring revenue, go to Latisse. You need to learn about, building your healing business, go to Erin, whatever it may be. Okay. So we need to get really specific and congruent across our not only our marketing, our content, our emails, our lead gen, our offer, right? And the best way to do that is by selling one micro offer on the front and then one high ticket offer on the back. That's it, right? You need to do that for the next 6 months to a year, and then you can add on. Okay. So that's the second thing. Let the main thing be the main thing. Become known for something so that people can trust you and they know who to go to 24/7, 365. That's how you become the go-to expert. Okay. So that's how you're going to start to put like stamp in the ground, building your business up to the next revenue level. Okay. That's your 7-figure upgrade. Okay. Number 3 is, and this is like old me would be like dry heaving right now. If you know me, if you've been in my world for a little bit, old me would probably be dry heaving, but current me, right, is like, you're spot on, honey. So number 3 is stop just adding value and start getting paid. I want you to start turning your buyers into clients with an offer pathway. This kind of touches on number 2, letting the main thing be the main thing. Free is great, but you know what's better? Getting paid for the content that you're going to create anyways. And a lot of you guys already have active clients. And when we think about as we're growing, right, as a little baby, we grew up to adults, right? And sometimes I wish I could go back and just be a baby for a little bit longer, but that's okay. Can't do it. But if I could, right, that would be awesome. But here's the thing, you guys, about growth. And here's how I got out of my head about it when I would test new things or try new things is, for me, when I look at my clients specifically, right, I have had people be like, well, you were doing this a couple months ago, but now you're doing this. It's like, no. It's not that I'm not doing that thing. I'm just optimizing and refining that thing because I've grown my skill set So if I've grown my skill set, of course I should be growing and elevating and sharpening my skills and getting better with my copy, with my messaging, with my ads, with my client results, like with my own results. All those things should be improving. If they're not improving, they're declining. So I used to get really nervous about sharing on my social medias or sharing my content or my videos around what I'm trying or what I'm testing or what I'm building in public. How I got rid of that fear was going back to the idea that if I'm not growing, I'm dying. And I don't personally ever want to work with a mentor that's doing the same thing that they've been doing for the last 10 years. Now, there is beauty in being consistent. I sold one offer for 5 years, you guys. Like, there's beauty in that. And not a lot of people can say that. There's also beauty in not causing so much disrupt and chaos in your business, but also reserving 20% of your energy to test once you're in a stable place. Okay. So, what do I mean by all of this? And I think this is like, it's in depth, but I'm bringing it all together. You are going to be iterating things in your business. I don't care if you're a relationship coach, an intimacy coach, a life coach, a marketing consultant. I don't care what it is that you do, right? You help baby giraffes get born. I don't care, right? You are going to be iterating and constantly reinventing yourself. So your clients are going to notice that. So how you can position this in, when you're selling your offer, but also when you're looking at your clients and getting them to continue to upsell and upgrade into the next level offer, like a one-to-one or a mastermind, is taking the concepts of what you're teaching yourself or what you're learning and then doing a workshop on it, right? This workshop strategy has allowed me to get paid to create content that I was going to create for my clients anyway. And then it's now me also, right, giving a little bit of like fish bait, a little bit of appetizer out to the audience that hasn't moved yet. Because here's the thing, like, I think sometimes we think every single buyer buys the same way. That is not the case. So if we only operate from this place of every single buyer buys the same way, we are screwing ourselves out of literally millions of dollars. When I learned this a couple years ago, when I launched my first workshop, like, it was a game changer for me because sometimes people just need to be activated differently, right? Some people are activated by audio podcasts. Some people are activated by, putting a little bit of skin in the game, not maybe spending 10,000 up front, but maybe 97 up front. Some people are activated by having a conversation in the DMs. People get activated different ways. What I know to be true though, is once a buyer, for the most part, always a buyer, right? If you have good content, you have good offers, you get good results, your people will continue to buy from you over and over again. Now, this isn't free game for you to go and just build 40 different workshops. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that anytime you're creating new curriculum or new content for your current clients, right? Because if you're evolving and growing, you should be doing that, right? Get paid to create that content and just invite up other seats to take a seat at the table, right? So maybe they're not clients yet, but say, hey, like, I'm building out, like, one of the things I did was, like, when I was teaching my clients how to do Instagram carousels in the new way that they're running, I just built a training on it and then I sold it to the public, right? Because I was already going to give it to my clients, period, because I take care of my clients, right? So then I was like, hey, if you guys want to buy this, you can come get this for 50% off. And then I raised the price, etc. So it's so strategic. When you do this in a strategic way, you'll get paid for everything that you create, your big ideas and your unique concepts. You'll constantly be getting paid. Okay. So this is where, like, and you don't have to do a live workshop. You could do it as a digital product, whatever. But I find for me and my like projector human design self, putting it in like a 90-minute workshop, getting all the content out, inviting my clients and the people that have bought, they get to interact together. And now my students, my buyers that are not my clients yet, right? They now can see the magic. They now can see the results. They now can see at a high level what it's like to work with me. So then from there, we get people naturally starting to upsell from the $97 product or $47 workshop or whatever into our $15,000 plus containers, $10,000 plus, $20,000 plus containers. Okay. Because it's a natural next step. So when you can get somebody to get bought in and buy from you the first time, it's going to be so much freaking easier for them to buy the second, third, or fourth time. Okay. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay. So the result for that specifically, when we stop just adding free value and start actually selling and start turning buyers into clients, the result is that people upgrade faster than lightning speed. And now the awkwardness of sales and stuff goes away because it's a natural progression, right? It's a natural next step, right? So that's kind of how that process works, okay? Number 4, Never, ever, ever do you hear me start your business from zero each month. Okay. I have clients or past clients when they would come to me, they'd be like, okay, like I did 15K last month, but like it was a hustle, right? I had to hustle, hustle, hustle to get to that 15K, right? Because every single sale was a new sale. There's a period in your business at the beginning, right? Maybe the first 6 months to a year, depending on the strategies that you have or that you don't have, you may be starting from zero every single month. Like you're making a decent income, you're getting 10, 15, 20K months, but you're starting, like it feels like you're starting from zero every single month. Here's my thought, right? You have your micro offer, that's a one-time purchase. Then you're going to upsell them into either a group or a one-to-one offer, high ticket, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30K. Okay, cool. We got that. I don't want you thinking, because if you're like, well, I just want to be accessible and I just want everybody in my world. I just want everybody to have my energy. Unless you have a shit ton of volume, right? You have no business, in my opinion, selling a $67 a month membership. Ask me how I know. If, to be honest, when I had my it was 47 and then 67. When I had the membership back in 2020, it felt like, honestly, so much work, right? Because those people expected new content and they weren't paying the price where I felt like getting out of bed about it. Was I grateful? Absolutely. But I realized, like, and I don't have my calculator in front of me, but if you do the math, say you had 50 people join your $67 membership, you were still sending out the same emails. You're still talking about the same big level result. You're still showing up on social. Maybe you're still running ads. The ads cost the damn same, right? But you're only making what? If you get 50 students, $67 a month times 50. Okay. What's that number? Somebody calculate that for me. It's not very big. Okay. 67 times 50. Okay. If you think about the same effort that you're going to take, and a lot of you are already selling high ticket, I need you guys to, because I think, and the reason why I'm reminding you guys of your greatness and your power with this is because your clients want depth, not just breadth. Okay. For me, it's either like really low cost or free or expensive. That's it. I'm not doing this middle pieces and all that. I'm not doing that, because I really want people to come in that are like ready to experience the depth of what I have to offer. And that's not $67 a month, at least right now, right? Maybe one day when I have babies and I'm retired, whatever, maybe not. I don't know. But for right now, $67 a month times 50, is it good money? Absolutely. Like, I'm not crapping on that at all, right? What I'm saying is that if we think about really setting ourselves up for generational wealth, right? We think about setting ourselves up for retirement. Like, my goal is to be fully financially retired by 35. So I have like 4 years to go to that, right? If that's my goal, I am not going to spend all my time and energy promoting a $67 a month membership. I'm going to spend my energy working with high level clients that pay me $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month or $10,000 a month, right? I much rather focus on that. And I hear a lot of people like, it's so much pressure. It's really not. If you can deliver on the results, right? Not every single client is going to get a result, right? Because you can't control every single action a client takes. But the proof is in the pudding. If you've gotten one person a result, two people a result, 3, 4, 5, like you are in the fast lane, right? Now you have to continue to refine your skills and things. But at the end of the day, right? And if you guys are loving this, please give me some love in the chat, okay? At the end of the day, monthly recurring revenue isn't just $60 payments. It can be $2,000 a month ones, okay? That's what's going to change your life. 5 clients times 3K a month is going to do a hell of a lot more for you and your family than $67 a month, 50 clients, okay? Less headache, less noise, more focus, better client results, okay? And then you have more overflow where you can serve more people. You can create more YouTube videos and things like that because you're not worried about money every month. Okay. So I need you guys to understand, like, don't start your business from zero. You can start to stack these high ticket payment plans, right? There's people that want to pay you over the course of 12 months. Let them, right? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. I know, right? I have payments coming in through fall of this year, right? I have payments coming in through fall of this year. So if I didn't work anymore, I still have money coming in months and months and months and months and months and months down the road, right? The goal should be that you have revenue coming in 12 months out, period. Okay. That's the goal. And like, not just low revenue, but like high ticket revenue. Okay. There are people that want to pay you that amount every single month. Let them. That's number 4. We got 3 more. Number 5, right? And I'm not going to go too in depth on this one, but at the core, it's let leads come to you. Okay. Here's what you guys understand. My clients and I, right? I don't let the algorithm decide my mood. I used to. I'm okay. Okay. I'm not playing politics with Zuck and everybody else. I'm not doing it. I want to deliver high quality content, and quality doesn't just mean aesthetics, you guys. I don't have the most aesthetic brand, nor do I care about that at this point. One day, sure. But like for me, high quality content is me saying the same thing over 50 different ways so it finally clicks. You guys ever heard when people were like, I've heard that before, but the way you said it, this time it finally clicked. That's the type of content that we want to be creating. Okay. That's the type of content that we want to be creating. But if you are only focused on trying to please the algorithm, right? I used to do this too. I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's not that, people will be like, your content sucks. That's like not the full story. I feel like that's just so like one-sided. Your content sucks, which is why it's not getting seen. It's such a lie. Like my content is badass. Like if you guys read my Instagram content, it's fire. Like it's so good. So good. But some posts I literally get 50 likes and I built my audience organically. Now ads, like I say organically, but like I never bought followers. My ads naturally attribute it to growing my followers over the years because like I was sending leads out to targeted people. But at the core, like my audience was never bought, right? From like bots, right? My audience is all my ideal client. And because of the algorithm, for whatever reason, people prefer, lots of profanity and gossip and tea and screenshots over me calling you up to be the person that you need to be in your business, right? That's just what it is. So what I need you guys to understand, it's not that your content sucks. Maybe, right? There's always room for improvement. But at the end of the day, you're trying to fight with an algorithm that doesn't want to fight with you. So instead of that, instead of us crying about it, instead of us being frustrated, being like, I need to start a new Instagram, that may help you. Right? But at the core, I'm just going to focus on letting leads come to me. And I'm going to create the best content that I can inside of the containers that I have. And I'm not going to rely on hoping people share my content because that's not a business strategy. That's not a marketing strategy. That's not a lead gen strategy. Is it nice? Is it helpful? Is it great? For sure. But it's not actually a strategy, right? If we are sitting here prepping our lives, if we are prepping our entire life to be funded by our businesses, we need to act like it. Relying just on the algorithm, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, like that is not enough. You need to have leads finding you because we just talked about in step number 2, right? The total addressable market. Your goal right now should be to get in front of as many as the right ideal clients as possible. Okay. When we think about social media, specifically Instagram, because Instagram is near and dear to my heart and I love Instagram, but the shelf life of your content on Instagram, stories 24 hours, right? Feed 72 hours. Okay. After about 3 days, you're not really getting much likes or anything on your post. Every now and again, a reel will pop off a couple weeks later, every now and again. But for the most part, after about 3 days, honestly, 2 days, your content is just dead. Okay. Like, I'm not telling you not to post content. What I'm telling you is to start to create leverage and stop thinking about content bringing leads to you and think about content from a place of like letting it be the place where that you create this Netflix effect and they binge on you and they can become obsessed with who you are. They become obsessed with your methods, your big ideas, your insight. Let that be the reason they buy from you, not because you're like, I found this hack, right? Those are cutesy, those are fun, but like that's not for me. It gets old after a while. For A, and for B, like I don't want to have to rely on my content going viral. I'm just going to force it to go mini viral by running ads, right? And you can run ads as low as $15 or $20 a day. And you guys know, I always say, if you got money for DoorDash, you got money for ads, okay? At the core of this, you guys, you will psych yourself out mentally way before you need to. Ads are so like, it's not set and forget, but damn near, okay? Once you have the right ads and the right optimization, okay? So let leads come to you. I am not about fighting with the algorithm. I'm going to pay to play every single time because if your goal is impact, why are we hiding behind candy coated gates on Instagram? No, relinquish the beast and get yourself out there. Who cares about the trolls? Who cares about that? You want your idle clients and they find you to be like, I have been looking for you for so long. Thank God you put that ad up and I finally found you. And not from like a savior complex or anything like that, but from a place of like, the problem that you solve is exactly how I want to solve it. And I needed an expert just like you to help me solve it. Okay. Because here's the thing, right? There's billions and billions and billions of users, right? On Instagram. I think there's like 2 billion. So maybe not billions and billions and billions, There's like 2 billion active users on Instagram. There's no way your reel is going to reach 2 billion people, okay? The only way that you can guarantee reach in 2025 and beyond is by running ads. That's the only way, because the algorithm wants to play in your face. And as a 7-figure business owner, even if you're not one yet, if that's your goal, you don't let these external circumstances dictate how much money you make. You dictate how much money you make. So let leads start coming to you in 2025. Let them slide in your DMs. Let them gas you up. Let them be right there waiting for you versus the other way around, okay? That's the 7-figure upgrade energy that you need to have, okay? Stop playing about yourself and stop playing about your money and stop playing about your clients. Because to be honest, in my opinion, it's the most selfish thing you could do, right? Is if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting because you're like, well, I'm going to just try organic. You've tried organic for years, okay? It's not getting any better. It's not. Okay, unless you want to, again, talk about profanity and politics and extra controversial things, which most of it's not our lane. We're healers, we're mentors, we're consultants. Like, that's not really our lane. Just let the leads come to you. Easy peasy, honey. So that's number 5. Number 6 is Katiana, I am, girl. Number 6 is what I need you guys, and I need you to hear me so close. Let me take a sip of this water because I'm really finna preach, okay? Ooh, sorry. Number 6, okay? Hello. If you're live, comment live, honey. Comment live. Share this live with a friend. We got 2 more left. So if you're just coming in, I'll recap you guys on the first 5, but we are going to go into number 6, the 6th step. Number 6 is all about maximizing on the Netflix effect, okay? So I don't really watch TV. Like, Tiana, my partner, she's always she thinks it's so funny. And she's just like, you literally never watch TV. I'm like, I don't. Because I'm always like, I'm learning. I'm a learner, or I'm with my clients or I'm out working out, whatever. But I have watched Netflix before. So here's what I need you guys to understand about human psychology and the way humans think, learn, breathe, execute, all the things. You need to understand that you have more, this is not a guess. This is a fact. You and I all have more competition than we've ever had before. You know what's going to get people to buy from you more than your competition, right? It's the idea that you are creating an environment of consumption, okay? You have to create an environment of consumption. Why do you think Netflix puts out new stuff all the time? They want people continuing to renew their subscription, staying on their membership, not leaving the platform for other platforms. Okay, same concept in business. Now, this isn't saying that you need to be putting out new offers. This is where a lot of y'all get it wrong. You think you need a new offer every 3 days. No, you need to create the Netflix effect. So instead of you posting and crying on Instagram, instead of you doing all these crazy discovery calls, no. We're not challenges. We're not doing that. We're going to start to be proactive in our marketing versus reactive. This is what proactive looks like, and this is what creates the Netflix effect. What you're going to do, okay, is you're going to start a YouTube channel. I know, crazy. We're on YouTube right now. You're going to start a YouTube channel, right? You're not going to do a podcast. You're not going to do a blog. You're not going to mess around with SEO. You're not doing it. You're going to start a YouTube channel. Why? Because your ideal client watches and learns. Anytime I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to learn something, I go to YouTube, right? For most of us, it's usually YouTube or a podcast, but you don't just find a podcast. You usually have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? YouTube is set up as a search engine, period. I think it's the number 2 search engine after Google. It's a search engine, okay? So if we want, and I don't rely on YouTube from a place of getting found constantly. I think that is a pro of it, but I use it as not just a search engine, but I use it as my own, I use it as me being my own main character, my own storyline, okay? So when we create a Rolodex of high quality content, and what I need you guys to understand right now, how-to content is on and poppin'. If you guys know who Vanessa Lau is, she's an OG. I started right after her, probably 6-9 months after her. And she's a big YouTuber, right? She has almost 1 million subscribers. I was looking today. If you go look at her last 20 videos, I would say 70 to 80% of them are how-to. She's an OG YouTuber, okay? She understands the power of search, okay? So search is going to be on your side. But furthermore, when we're building this Rolodex of content and creating this Netflix effect, you are going to look infinitely more authoritative than your counterpart. Maybe you guys, and I'm going to take race, color, creed, sex, orientation. I'm taking all of that out of that. You are the exact same person, 5'4", neutral skin, whatever. You're the exact same person with the exact same skill set, exact same everything. The only thing that's different between person A and B, right, is that person A has a YouTube channel with, let's just say, 20 videos. Person B has no YouTube channel. They have a nice Instagram. They both have nice Instagrams. So person A has taken the time over the last 90 days, right, to post 15 to 20 YouTube videos. Who do you think the person is that's going to have more authority? Person A or person B? Please comment in the chat. It's person A, okay? Because that person has proven credibility, right? Right? You're almost like citing your sources. You're citing your work. You're citing how good you are, right? Person A. Now, I'm not going to say that like not having an aesthetic Instagram and content on Instagram is bad. I'm not. But what I am saying, you guys, the more and more that I lean into like leverage and really optimizing my life for profit first and optimizing my business model where I'm not dealing with objections anymore. I want to optimize my business for person A, which I've been doing. I've been consistent on YouTube since October, right? Since August, not since August, I've been pretty consistent. December was a little late, but for the most part, we've been consistent since August. And then before that, my first ever course back in 2019, CarShare Academy, which I'm pissed I didn't trademark it because somebody else is using it now. I don't rent cars out anymore anyways. But long story short, CarShare Academy, I had like 20 or 30 YouTube videos. I sold out like 20 spots in my first CarShare course. I didn't have a partner with it, but still, like they were like coming because of me for the most part. And I only really did YouTube. I didn't have really an Instagram or anything like that. Okay. So when you create video content, you could do this low lift, you guys. I'm going live now on here. And then furthermore, also, right? I'm not going to be doing lives all the time because I just have other things to do in life. But 1 to 2 videos a week. If you guys notice my videos, I'm not saying I won't ever get back to editing, but I realized what was causing friction for me with YouTube was the editing, right? I was like, oh God, the editing and like even sending it to an editor and then having to go back and forth, it was too much. I was like, I'm just going to press record. I'm already teaching these trainings. I'm already going live on Instagram sometimes. I might as well just do it on YouTube, right? What has that resulted in? One of my clients that just enrolled last week, she said, Latice, she messaged me on Instagram because I always tell people message me on IG, right? That's where I do my conversations. You can't really converse on YouTube. She said, I'm ready. I just have a couple questions, but I'm in. Send me the link. That was it. She didn't have any questions. She's like, I've binged on all your YouTube videos. I'm obsessed. I just have 1 or 2 questions to make sure. But from there, send me the link. I'm ready. She paid in 5 minutes, basically. Okay, so what I need you guys to understand, and this is a high ticket client, like 5-figure plus client, private client. What I need you to understand is that when you can create a Rolodex of content, you can create point of view content, you can create like mindset related content that handles objections preemptively instead of reactively. There's a whole way, and I'm going to come out with a little mini YouTube workshop, right? I'm not perfect at it, but I've been on it for long enough to know enough, and I've made a good amount of money from YouTube. What I know to be true is that if you want to get out of this place of doing sales calls, get out of this place of handling objections, get out of this place of having to constantly live launch, long form video is going to create the Netflix effect. So by the time people, when they find you, they become obsessed with you and they buy from you, no questions asked, okay, or minimal questions asked. I'm not on calls. I haven't taken a sales call in 4 or 5 years. I'm not handling objections. You're either in or you're out. And I'm not going back and forth through DMs. My old process used to be back and forth through DMs. I don't have to do that now, right? People come to me, right? Because I go to them, I put up my ads, they watch my YouTube videos, they binge on my funnel a little bit, they consume. So by the time that they consume, they've sipped up this whole Latice cup, honey. They're like, girl, I'm thirsty, give me some more water. Where's the link to pay? That's the energy that we want. Okay. So I think a lot of people are short-sighted on the idea that like they think YouTube is so complicated, but like you're only here to create content for your best clients, right? Your best clients don't need it to be overly edited. And maybe if you're a fashion brand or something, you're aesthetic, then you do that, right? But like I am who I am and my people love me and they're going to get content from me regardless if I'm in, and I usually come on with a full face, things like that, right? So like that's not going to change. But outside of that, you're going to get the content how you get the content. Right? We need to stop putting ourselves in these boxes thinking it has to look one way or it has to be this other way. Quality content is about the context of the content. It's not about how it necessarily looks. It's not about how it sounds all the time. Yes, as you grow, it should get better, right? But like at the core of it, this Netflix effect, when you create so much good content, and I'm just talking 20 videos, I'm not talking thousands, you guys. Right now, I would say like create at least once a week if you can, 10 or 15-minute videos. But the time that it takes you to write an Instagram carousel or post, again, I'm not saying not to do that, but if you're looking at how to create the most leverage with the least amount of time, right? YouTube is going to be that girl for you. You need an hour a week. 15, 20 minute, you script your video, it takes you 5 minutes because you're an expert. You already know what it is. You're going to choose topics that your ideal client is asking all the time, anyways. You're going to script it for 5 to 10 minutes, use AI to help you. Bullet points, get on, film your video. I literally use Zoom, right? And I do have a nicer camera. Then from there, you upload the video, use AI to get the transcription, help me create a description. You upload it, you create an SEO title, you hit publish. That's it. Literally, my process for one video takes 1 hour. And I've been doing like 2 videos a week, so 2 hours. Literally, that's it. I don't have an editor. I'm not dealing with bullshit right now. I'm simply focused on establishing consistency and then establishing that Netflix effect, right? That is my ecosystem, okay? Ads, letting my leads come to me, have the right business model in place, letting my leads come to me, right? And then from there, using my assets like my email list and my Instagram to push people to my YouTube. I'm like, go to YouTube, go to YouTube, go to YouTube, watch my trainings on YouTube, binge my YouTube, because once they see one video, they'll see another, and then they'll see another, okay? And then from there, I'm going to remind you via my newsletter, watch my YouTube. I'm going to remind you I'm going live. I'm going to remind you I have something for sale. So now it's a compounding effect and just 2 to 3 hours a week of content. We all got 2 to 3 hours a week, okay? And I know I'm not a mom, but like you guys, if you look at them Instagram stats, and you ain't made no sales, you've been scrolling, okay? So instead of scrolling, how about you take what's in here and put it on YouTube so people can consume it, okay? So there's that. YouTube is the most powerful way. And if you want to get rich faster, your effort on YouTube, your videos have a shelf life of over 2+ years, okay? I don't know where they do that at, but they do that over here, okay? Instagram can never, honey. And I love Instagram. Instagram is bae. But like as far as like actually working smarter, not harder, everybody always talks about it. Work smarter, not harder. From a content perspective, literally YouTube is you working smarter and not harder, okay? So that's number 6. Number 7, you guys, out of 7 steps to 500K is I want you guys to stop being so consumed with like how you're going to sell and focus on like, and stop being focused on like having to get on a sales call, okay? I would literally rather pull out every curly strand of my natural 4A hair here than have to get on sales calls, okay? I'm not saying I'm above them. I'm not. But what I think is wrong with the old way of selling high ticket with sales calls is the idea that you're basically hoping and praying that the sales call is what converts, okay? Your content, your funnel, your ads are the sales call. So by the time your ideal client is ready to buy, I'm going to say it one more time. The time your ideal client is ready to buy, they should be buying. They shouldn't be asking 11 questions, okay? If you are getting that, that means you have not done your job and you have failed at being proactive and solving their problems before they got in your inbox ready to buy. Now, I'm not going to say they can't ask questions. Of course, you can ask questions, but dealing with all the drama of the mindset stuff and this, I'm not doing it. I'm 31 years old at the time of this filming, okay? Your girl's a 93 baby. Okay, I'm not dealing with it because I've done enough goodwill up front for you to know whether or not I'm the right coach and mentor and consultant for you. If I'm not, that's okay. No harm, no foul, right? But I'm not going to sit here and convince you of that. When you guys are getting on sales calls, there is a right way to do sales calls. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of times you guys are doing sales calls, you're trying to convince people to buy, which is why you're getting inconsistent results because you can't convince somebody to spend $10,000 with it. You can't. All you can do is show them and give enough goodwill up front for them to come to the conclusion on their own. So by selling with Google Docs specifically, you cut out the idea, right? Because you're proactive, your marketing is actually doing the selling for you. So by the time they get ready to buy, a high ticket buyer just needs they just need the information, how it works, all the details, features, benefits, yada, yada, right? Instead of like right now, many of you are selling on sales calls and it's flipped. You're trying to give the features and benefits. You're going to get 3 calls here and 4 modules there. And a retreat trip here, da, 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 da. Nobody cares about that. I care about solving my problem and what's your unique process to help me do that. And can you even do it? So that's what all of your content needs to be about. Proving competence and demonstrating that you are who you say you are, showing up for people, consistency. And consistency isn't just about every day. Like, I don't think anybody should create content every single day. I think that's a recipe for burnout. 4 or 5 times a week, absolutely. Right? It's your job. Like, it is literally your job, you guys. And ads make your job so much easier. A lot of you guys are literally trying to work. You're working harder on purpose, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. And maybe just you're ignorant, you don't know, that's okay. But if you've been in my world any amount of time, you should know by now that ads are going to get you the people that you need. So by the time that you've indoctrinated them with your YouTube content once a week, your funnel content, your main process video about how you get client results, case studies, things like that, you created this ecosystem of buying. When you create an ecosystem of buying, selling is easy, okay? And I don't say that lightly, right? But all of this leading up to it is hard work, okay? You don't get the $10,000 or $20,000 sales right in the DMs if you haven't done the work, okay? I've met too many people lately, right? Weren't trying to be clients of mine, but just seeing people on the internet complaining and bitching about, oh my gosh, like, I'm sick of calls. I'm sick of, like, well, you ain't done nothing to deserve anything else. Like, just like if people like, and I used to be one of these people, like when I was like overweight, I was like, I'm just sick of being overweight. But it's like, girl, you're not working out. Like, do something about it. Right. So if people are giving you objections, make content around their freaking objections. If they're saying, I don't have time, get on your live or send out an email or create a piece of YouTube video on like how to find time to lose weight. If that's your niche, right? How to find time to be intimate with your partner, whatever the objections are. Right? I did one earlier where I'm like, if the objection is, I don't have a gym membership, so how am I supposed to lose weight? Okay, you know that you don't need a gym membership to lose weight. As an expert, you are the authority. You know that. I know that, and I'm not an expert. You need to move your body and eat less and like get your hormones balanced, okay? The content in simplest terms, and obviously there's ways to elevate this, but like you could say how to lose weight without needing a gym membership and 3 easy steps. Boom. Now you've hook, line, sinkered your audience in, and now they know exactly what to expect from you, okay? So you guys, I'm wrapping up here, but what I want to say really quick before we hop off, your business can look wildly different in the next 90 days if you let it. Operating in the old way of sales calls and cold pitches and follow for follow and posting every single day, live launches and profit last, like I'm not here for it. You as a CEO, you have to wake up every single day and run this business. You might as well run it in a way that brings you joy, right? And that's something that one of my peers, I love her to death, she talked to me about this several months ago last year. And it was so palpable. And I was like, that's what it is. It's CEO joy. And a lot of you are running your business because it served you up until this point, but it's not serving you anymore. Maybe you're feeling misaligned, right? You're trying to launch this offer here and you're giving calls here and you're doing Q&As here and you're just trying to find your way. You know that your way is being able to take calls maybe once or twice a week, right? Have a week of no calls, period. So you have white space, travel, whatever it is that you want to do. You don't want to completely just do passive income, but you also don't want to give up your high ticket coaching because you love serving your people. You want to blend the two. You want passive sales coming in weekly, if not daily. You want to serve clients really deeply and make a lot of money while doing it. And you never want to start your month from zero. Okay. That's what I've mastered. That's what I've accomplished. And that's what I help my clients with. It's not just about building the marketing and sales system in the funnel. All that's beautiful. It's also about the ecosystem and the infrastructure so that you don't have a business for just now. You have business for years to come. Okay. So if this sounds like exactly what you need in your business, send me a DM on Instagram, Lattice Hudson, Lattice Hudson, Hudson, no spaces, no underscores, just Lattice Hudson on Instagram with the word info, INFO. Send me a DM. We'll chit chat just a little bit on the DMs. And if it's a good fit, I'll send you over all the details about how we can work together. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. At the end of the day, 2025 is less about doing what everybody else wants you to do and what you should do, and more about doing what brings you joy. You don't have to sell on calls if you don't want to. You don't have to give up your coaching spaces. You can one-to-one is scalable. Group is scalable. It's about finding the unique combination that's right for you. And I've helped clients do a number of different things in between and really get on track for, 300K, 500K, and $1 million and beyond. So if you want 2025 to be your best year yet, send me a DM with the word info on Instagram. We'll talk through it. And if it's a good fit, we'll get you enrolled. So I adore you guys. Hopefully this was helpful, but getting to your next level, whether it's 300K or a million, it really is about these foundational pieces. And that's what's going to take you to having the best year yet and having a business that you never feel like you need a break from. So that's what I have for you guys. Have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.